Hello friends, welcome to the course on PCB design using KiaCAD software. Now first understand what is a PCB. PCB stands for printed circuit board. Printed circuit board. Now PCB is consists of an electronic components, so that components are connected to each other with the help of copper tracks. Okay, so this is a PCB. So what you see on the PCB, these are the components, and we have the copper tracks, and what you see in the green color is the board, which is known as printed circuit board. This is also a PCB. Now there are three types of PCB. The first one is the single sided PCB. Second one is double sided PCB, and the third one is multi-layered PCB. I will show you the single sided PCB, how it look like. Oh, yes, this is a single sided PCB. Now you can see that there is a copper track on the upper side, and the components are placed on bottom side. So what you see on upper side is the tracks, copper tracks. So in single sided PCB, the components are placed on one side and the track is on another side. Okay, so this is a single sided PCB. The components you see is placed on one side, and at the bottom side no components are present, so there is tracks are present. This is a single sided PCB. Let's copy this. Okay, single sided PCB. Now let's understand the double sided PCB. In double sided PCB, as you see, the tracks and the components are placed on both sides of the PCB. Here you see that in there is a white color rectangular box, that is the footprint of the component. Okay, this is also a C1 capacitor footprint. So your component is mounted on this PCB. So the PCB in which the component and the tracks are present on both sides of the PCB. Okay, it is known as double-sided PCB. This is also a component footprint, and these are the tracks which are going. Okay. In this PCB, the components are basically not mounted over here. We have to mount that component. Okay, so this is an example of double-sided PCB. Let's arrange this. Okay, so this is a double-sided PCB. Double-sided PCB. Now let's understand the multi-layered PCB. In multi-layered PCB, the components are also placed in between the layers of the boards. So this image, from this image you can get some idea about the multi-layer PCB. It may be 4 layer, 6 layer and so on. The components in multi-layer PCB are connected with the help of wire. Okay. Multi-layer PCB also has copper tracks and component on both sides of the PCB and even in between the boards. So what you see in orange color, right, is the pads, and this what you see in orange color is the wire. So basically the components are placed in between the layers. Okay, and they are connected with the help of wires. Wires are small point that come out of the PCB. I will show you in the next slide. Okay, this is also an example of multi-layered PCB. Okay, let's take this image as an example for multi-layered PCB. Okay, multi-layer PCB. Now we will try to understand some important things present on the PCB. Okay, I want arrow. Okay, so this which you see is called as mounting holes. Mounting holes are basically to hold that particular PCB or to place that particular PCB on the at the particular point or in mounting points. Okay, we have to attach that particular PCB on and some enclosure, or so we require the holes. Now, okay, what you see which is written in as a laser. Okay, no, let's Understand what is present in the green color, that is called as marks. Marks may be of any color. Okay, it may be red or green or yellow. Okay, depending upon the requirement, we can go for the marks color. Oh. Now, what you see in the rectangular white box, that is the footprint where you will place the component. Each and every component has a particular dimension. So, we require a footprint for it. So, that is the footprint, because every component has particular dimension of it. While designing PCB, we should take a care of it. The footprints will be properly selected. Now, what you see, which is written in white as a laser, that is known as silk screen. Whatever we write on the PCB, okay, like J1 for one jumper and C1 for a capacitor, R1 as resistor. So whatever it is nomenclature which is written, it is known as silk screen. Now what you see in PCB, there are holes. Okay, so around the holes there is copper. Okay, to connect that particular component. So that is known as pads. Okay, we mount that particular component or the leads present on the component onto that pads. Okay, so these are known as pads. Now to connect the component we require tracks. So these are the tracks which you see in dark green color. Okay, these are tracks. It is used for electrical connection between 2 points. Means it connects one pad to the another pads with the help of tracks. Now let's try to understand what is a component. Basically there are two types of component. Okay, one is through hole component, and another one is SMD component. SMD stand for surface mounting device. I will show you how a through hole component and an SMD components look like. Okay, if you search for through hole component, through holes means it basically connects to the pads. Okay, from one layer, one surface of the PCB to the another surface of the PCB. So these are the through hole components. Let's take a good example. Your resistor which you see, this is a through hole component. Through holes means it connects. Yes, this is best example. This is a component which is resistor, and it connect one point of the PCB to the another. It come from one point to the another. Now this which we see in red color, these are pads, and this lead connect to that pad. Okay, component lead connect to that particular pad, and it come out from one point and comes out from another point. So these are known as through hole because it comes from one point and connects it from another. Okay, it's a through hole component. So this is a through hole component. Okay, this is resistor. These are through holes. Now let's try to understand what is an SMD component, which is known as surface mounting device. Surface mounting device itself implies that it will be mounted on the surface, on one surface only. Now, which you see it is an IC which is placed on a PCB. It is soldered on only one surface. Okay, it's do not come out from other surface. The pad do not come out from the other surface. This basically helps in compact manufacturing of the PCBs and reduction in size of the PCB. So this is a capacitor C39. This is connected on only one surface. Okay, till now you may have understood what is an assembly component. Okay, now basically we have covered all the things. Mm, okay, so thank you for today. We'll meet in next session. Thank you. Bye bye.